Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're all doing well. So today I'm talking about one of my favourite subjects, Netflix. Now I am a big Netflix buff. I wanted to share a few of my favourite shows and kind of documentaries on Netflix. Some are more current than others, but if you haven't seen them, then I'm just going to share them with you anyway. By the way, if you are new to my channel, hello, welcome. My name is Georgia and I make new videos every week, so if you want to see more from me, be sure to hit the red subscribe button below, subscribe, become part of the family, and yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I think we'll start off first with documentaries. I love how you can just watch them in one go. I think sometimes documentaries are a lot more enjoyable than TV shows. The first one is a documentary called Twinsters, and seriously, it makes me cry every time I watch this documentary. It is the most beautiful documentary ever. So it's basically like the real life Parent Trap. So if you're a fan of the movie Parent Trap, you're gonna absolutely love this. In summary, two girls find each other online and come to believe that they may be sisters or in fact twins. They were both adopted from Korea. One lives in France and one lives in America, and they somehow seem to find each other online. Turns out they're twins, and it's just the most beautiful story. One of the girls, who's actually an actress, I think she's the one that decided to film the whole process and turn it into a documentary, and it's just so heartwarming, and I just 100% recommend that you check it out. Guaranteed it'll make you cry, but it's just so well done, and it's just one of my favorite documentaries. Now, the more recent documentary that I watched is a Netflix original called Take Your Pills. This documentary is basically about the use of the drug Adderall in the US and how common it's become amongst youngsters and students. A lot of them are using Adderall to enhance their performance as students and to help them concentrate. And honestly, like from a British perspective, I was just like blown away. I couldn't believe that this is actually going on and kids are abusing it that much. So yeah, if you're into that kind of thing, really recommend watching it. It was super interesting, but as I said, it was really hard hitting because I was like, shit, this is a big deal. The whole documentary is kind of about Adderall and other prescription drugs that are kind of the defining drugs of this generation, and it was just really interesting, so I recommend that one. It's called Take Your Pills. There's another documentary series on Netflix called Abstract. Now, if you're a creative person, this is going to be right up your street. In summary, let me just tell you what it is. It says it's an in-depth look into computer design and modern contemporary design with some of the world's most highly regarded designers. And it's just super interesting. It basically selects all these different designers and successful creatives and takes you through their story, how they've ended up where they are now, and just super inspiring. I love hearing creative people's stories. Like it interests me so much, like photographers, designers, I love hearing their stories. To me, one of the standout episodes was focusing on Tinker Hatfield, who is the Nike shoe designer. He designed all the Michael Jordan shoes, and it was just such an inspiring, insightful episode, so I really recommend that you give that a watch. There was also one on a set designer as well that was super interesting too. So yeah, if you're into creative stuff, then you should definitely give this series a watch. Another documentary is The Defiant Ones, which tells the untold story about Dr. Dre and Jimmy, is it Iovine or Levine, and kind of their friendship and how their business partnership came about. So it kind of tells both their stories about their past and how they kind of got into music, and then how they formed a friendship and a business together. And it, again, another really inspiring story. What was so interesting was that they came from just completely different backgrounds. I think it was told over 5 or 6 episodes. It was quite a long story. It probably dragged out a little bit more than it needed to be, but kind of shows you how they just like defined like traditional wisdom and went against everything that, you know, they were told that they needed to be or needed to do, and created their own, like literally an empire. And it was just a really interesting story. So that one is called The Defiant Ones. I'm going to move on to more crime documentaries and shows now, because I am a huge crime mystery buff. I just love all my criminology stuff and unsolved murders, that kind of thing. I'm just really into it. So I've got a list of ones here that I really recommend. The first one is again a more recent documentary that came out, and this is called Evil Genius. Basically about an attempted robbery that happened in America. Basically, the robbery went wrong and it turned into this public murder. So the attempted robber was actually a pizza delivery driver, and he was basically set up to rob the bank, and he had a bomb put around his neck. Long story short, it didn't end well. He ended up dying, and you know, the bomb exploded, blew him up. The case literally turned into a manhunt to find out who was responsible for the pizza bomber death and robbery. So it's just a really fascinating story. I just love real life stories like this that literally keep you on the edge of your seat. You can binge this in a couple of days because it's just so intense and you need to know the answers. It's definitely like a twist to this story, and there's more conspiracy and murder than you would have thought, and it's just definitely worth a watch. I really enjoyed it. I was really late to jump on the bandwagon with this one, so apologies if you've already seen it. But another one that I really enjoyed recently was The Sinner. This is basically about a mother who's suddenly overcome by like this crazy fit of rage, and she murders a guy cold-blooded on the beach in front of her family. Just completely out of nowhere, and the story just kind of continues from there. Why did she do it? Where did this crazy outburst of rage come from? And the story just goes back into her past to kind of dig up where this all came from, and it's really interesting. Again, a very gripping show, has you on the edge of your seat. Also, this show has Christopher Abbott in it, and oh my god, Christopher Abbott is just bae. Like, I love him so much. So if you like a bit of eye candy as well, ladies, watch The Sinner. It's a really great show. Very similar to Evil Genius is another show called Manhunt Unabomber. So this series tells the story of the FBI's hunt for Unabomber in the 1990s. So the Unabomber basically used to make bombs and post it to just like random people, and then it would explode and blow them up. And he was one of the deadliest serial bombers, and the story is just basically the hunt, years and years of hunting to find out who this guy actually was. Again, another real life story told really well. It's a really gripping story. Again, very similar to Evil Genius, but if you're into that kind of thing, you're gonna love it. This was really fun, guys. I love talking about TV shows. It's one of my favorite things to talk about. If anyone knows me in real life, they know that I literally talk about TV shows all the time. I'm always recommending new shows as well. So I think maybe now you get a kind of an idea of the kind of shows and documentaries that I like to watch now. If you have any more suggestions, please comment them down below. Let me know your favorite things to watch on Netflix. Always looking for new recommendations. It's something different to what I normally do, and if you would like me to make these kind of Netflix recommendations on maybe a monthly basis, be sure to give the video a thumbs up so that I know, or comment down below and tell me. Be sure to subscribe if you'd like to see more from me, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.